Fellow Africans, this is Job Lazarus Okello from Uganda with my brother.
I'm Sebit Lual from South Sudan. We are here in Friendship Square in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
We want to discuss with you something very important today. You see, a lot of young people in Africa, they sit and wait for the government to do things for them. They don't want to get involved in the affairs of their communities and villages and countries. They don't want to make contributions to building their countries. So today we want to speak about how the young people can be change agents in their communities, in their countries, and in Africa. My brother.
We have a lot of graduates who have 3 to 5 years who are sitting with their certificates at home while they're supposed to do a lot of things, and we don't need to be told to do anything, okay? Because we have gained enough knowledge at school. There's a saying goes, knowledge without action is not knowledge, okay? So we need to use what we have acquired from our studies.
Like my brother said, knowledge without action is as good as useless. What do you gain by sitting on your knowledge? How does your knowledge help when you sit on it? Knowledge is useful only when you put it to use. So for young Africans, let us use what we know to change our societies. Apply what you know. Do not wait to first know what you do not know. In your mind, there's a lot of knowledge that you have attained over the years. Use that to transform the lives of people in your community. When you see a problem, what do you do about it? Do you just sit and wait for the government to come and solve it, or you do something about it? When you see a bridge broken in your village, what do you do about it? Do you sit and wait for the central government to come, or you do something about it? When young girls in your village are getting pregnant at early ages, what do you do about it? Do you sensitize the people? Do you teach the people about it? Or you sit and wait for the Ministry of Gender or the Department of Women to solve the problem? So there's a lot we can do to solve the problems in our communities so that we can become change agents. When you sit on your knowledge, that is an injustice to your people. That is an injustice to your country. That is an injustice to Africa. That is an injustice to the world. So if we must become change agents in our communities, in our countries, in Africa, and in the world, then we need to make use of what we have. The knowledge we have, the wisdom we have, the intelligence we have, everything that we have, we must put it to use. So how do you become a change agent?
There's one thing that makes everyone to be a failure in any sphere of life, whether be it in business world, social life, in politics, and this one is failing to do what you know should serve you. You know that money is good. What do you do to get money? Okay, you cannot just get money from somebody. You create something, okay? Because there is money in anybody. Money is hiding in people. You create something valuable for people so that they will come to you. I mean, you will go to them, give them that thing, and then they will give you money in return. So that is way you can use to get money. You cannot just get money because you want money. Do something so that you will get money, okay?
Money is attracted to value. If you give people value, they'll give you money. If you have something of value, people will give you money, not because of the thing, but because of the value the thing gives them. So here's a question. Are you a person of value? What value do you add to your community? Because if you don't add value, then you cannot change the lives of the people in your community positively. Those who add value to the lives of people are the ones who change the lives of those people. So the question is, what value are you adding to the lives of people in your community? Are you a change agent? How different are you among your peers? What changes are you making in your community? How are your people blessed because you are among them? How do you become a person of value? How do you become a change agent? How do you make a difference in your community? Simple. Identify a problem and do what?
Do something.
Do something about it.
Do something about
When
it.
you see a problem, don't sit on it. Identify a problem and create solutions to the problems. The world is controlled by those who provide solutions to problems. Look, fellow Africans, the people controlling the world are the people who are solving problems. So the secret to being a change agent is solving problems. The secret to becoming a person of value is solving problems. The secret to becoming a person of influence is solving problems. Quick questions. What problems have you identified in your community? What problems do you see in your country? What problems do you see in Africa today? My brother.
As my brother has mentioned, so let's be a change maker, not just by speaking, but by practical works. Okay. If you are graduated from Department of Agriculture, so there's no way for you to sit and wait for government to do anything for you. You have land. If you have free land, you just go there. Okay. You will collect some manure, and then you draw some water from any nearby lakes, so that you can start your small farm. Okay, so that you can benefit from that one. You don't need anyone to tell you after your graduation. Okay, so you just go out there and do anything you can.
The great Mahatma Gandhi once said, be the change you want to see in the world. Here's a question. What change do you want to see in your village? What change do you want to see in your country? What change do you want to see in Africa? Are you that change? That change will not be brought by mere pronouncement, by just speaking, but by acting. We need action to cause the change that we want. The people who will cause the change that we want to see in our villages, in our communities, in our countries, in Africa and in the world are us. We are the change we've been waiting for. In the words of Barack Obama, change will not come from other people. We are the ones to change our communities. We are the ones to change our countries. We are the ones to change Africa. So the Africa we want will not be built by other people. We are the ones to build Africa that we want. So we challenge you to become a change agent by identifying problems and creating solutions to the problems. We have so many problems today in Africa. Our people are lacking what to eat. What are you going to do about it? People cannot access quality healthcare services. What are you going to do about it? Our people are not secured in many parts of Africa. What are you going to do about it? Our people lack money. Our people are poor. Poverty is eating our people alive. What are you going to do about it? We lack leadership in Africa. What are you going to do about it? Can you rise and become a leader who can lead your people to prosperity? Can you rise and become the person your people can look up to? Can you rise and become a person who can open the eyes of your people? We have the problem of unemployment, which is eating our young people alive. What are you going to do about it?
My fellow Africans, we are here to let you inform, because there's a saying that goes, when you are not informed, you will be deformed. Okay? We know that you have capacity, but when you don't know what to do, so it's mostly very hard for you to know which area you can succeed in life. But we are here to inform you that there's power in you, there's energy in you that you can use to create something valuable for you, and not only for you, for your own community. Your community can benefit from you. We have heard of many stories of young people who have transformed their communities, and we are as young as them. So if you know you are a young person, don't wait for tomorrow. Now is the time, and today is the day that you can start whatever you want to start. Don't wait for tomorrow. Let us not procrastinate, okay? Don't let us not just talk, let's walk the talk.
When you have power and you don't use it well, that power is dangerous. That power can destroy lives. Power is good when properly used. We have a lot of people in Africa who have power, which they are misusing. In the process, they are destroying so many lives. So when you have any kind of power, whether economic power, financial power, political power, any kind of power, use that power well to become a change agent in your community. A lot of people in Africa and in the world are destroying lives because they're misusing their powers. So like my brother said, power is useful when properly put to use. Power is good when properly used. But power can be dangerous when misused. Fear the man who has power but doesn't know how to use it. That man is dangerous. Fear the man who has power but does not know how to use the power. That man is dangerous. Woe to the people who are governed by those who have power but do not know how to use the power. Woe to the people who are led by those who have powers but lack the knowledge of how to use the power. That power is dangerous. Lord Acton said, power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. This is what we see happening in many parts of the world today, especially in Africa here. We have people who are drunk with power. They are drunk with power. They are drunk with power. They can destroy anyone who is a threat to them. Now, who is a threat to the man who has power but lacks the knowledge to use the power? Somebody who has the knowledge of how to use the power is a threat to the man who has power but doesn't know how to use the power. So it's a question. What power do you have? How do you use that power? Do you use it to build people or to destroy people? What we need now in Africa are people who will use every kind of power they have to build Africa. For Africans, we can change Africa. The change begins with us. The change begins in our minds. Because our biggest problems in Africa and in the world are in the minds. Bob Marley sang that emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Our biggest problems are in the minds. Today we have over 1.4 billion Africans. Almost all of them have psychological problems. Almost all of them have mental problems. Almost all of them have mental problems. What are you going to do about it? That's the problem. It is eating Africa alive. What are you going to do about it? Because we cannot liberate Africa if our minds are captured, if we are slaves in our minds. You can never become a change agent if you are a slave in your mind. You can never know true freedom if you're not free in your mind. So free your mind. How do you free your mind? Seek the right knowledge. Put it into proper use. Then you can be free in your mind. You can never be free in your mind if you don't have the right knowledge. The right knowledge. Knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave, in the words of Frederick Douglass. This is powerful. Frederick Douglass said, knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. Fellow Africans, learn. Seek knowledge. Seek understanding. Seek wisdom so that you may be free in your mind and free in your life. Only then can you cause change in the lives of your people, in your community, in your country, and in Africa, and in the world. Over to you, brother.
My fellow youth are dying in Mediterranean Sea, which is very bad. It's a bad feeling for me. They are abandoning the rich continent of Africa just to be a slave in Europe and America, while we have horrible land which we can use to produce whatever we want to produce. So I urge you, my brothers and sisters, don't enslave yourself, because this is you're just submitting yourself.
For how long shall we continue dying as we try to cross the Mediterranean Sea, as we seek to be enslaved in Europe? For how long shall we continue dying as we seek to be enslaved in Arab countries? For how long shall we continue dying as we seek to be enslaved in America? For Africans, Africa is paradise. Africa is our paradise. Why do you run away from paradise and you go to where you become a slave? Why? We know of many Africans who are suffering in the Middle East. They are slaves. Is that what we want for our people? No. We can change that. What do we lack here in Africa?
Nothing.
I mean, what's the problem here? We got the resources that we need to build Africa that we want. Let us free our minds so that we stop dying when trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea, to run away from Africa to go to Europe. What is wrong here? The Europeans are coming here to conquer Africa while we are watching. Look at arrivals at airports. Yeah, the Chinese are coming here with their kids and their families. The same Africa we are running away from. How are we going to change Africa when we run away from Africa? If there is fire in your compound, you don't run away from the compound. You don't run away from your home because there is fire in it. No, you put up the fire. See that? So Let us put up the fire which is burning in the compound of Africans so that we can enjoy our compounds here. We can't continue losing our people because of the situations here in Africa, because of the fire burning in Africa. No, we can change that. We can change that. The change begins with you and me. The change begins with us. The Chinese who are coming here, they know exactly the gold we have here that we do not know. You go to embassies of the foreign countries and see how Africans are being mistreated, how they are crying, weeping when they're not given the visas. This is crazy. I've seen Africans weeping like babies at the embassy of the United States of America, at the embassy of Belgium, of the UK. For how long shall we continue like this? Is that the change we want to see in Africa? No. No. I've met Africans who tell me, if I ever get a chance to leave Africa, I'll never come back because Africa is hell. Come on, what about the Chinese coming here? If Africa is truly hell, what about the Europeans who are coming here and they are getting lands and setting up factories and industries and farms? What about them? And they are minting money from here. This is crazy. We can change this. Sebit, we can change this.
We can change this.
And the time is now to cause
the
change.
time is now.
And we are the change we want to see in Africa.
We want to see in Africa.
Nobody will come from any place and change Africa for us. Nobody will come from any place and build Africa for us. Nobody will come from any place and put up the fire in our compound for us.
Let us use what we have instead of focusing on what we don't have.
Wonderful. Let us use what we have to get what we lack. Where do we start from? From where we are. With what? With what we have. So what change are you going to cause in Africa? Look around and see what's happening. See the problems people are going through. What solutions are you going to create to those problems? We can't run away from our homes just because the compound is on fire. No. We need to solve the problems in Africa so that we can own Africa, we can enjoy Africa, we can feel that we truly belong to Africa. Africa is paradise, fellow Africans. The Chinese know this. Africa is paradise. They know this, that's why they are here. They are conquering us because they know this is paradise. And we are busy running away from paradise. How can that be?
And I'm aware that blaming doesn't bring anything. Like, let's stop blaming our leaders for the wrong system that they are using. Let's do what we can to change those kind of system or to change those leaders, because who will be the leader of tomorrow? Let's first invest in ourselves to feed our mind with good information that we can use to change our countries or our villages, or the system itself, because the system is designed to run the thing. Like, if the system is not changed, whether you put a dog or you put a cat in that system, the system will run the way it is set. Okay, let us not blame our leaders because they are using the colonial way of system. Okay, Ibrahim Traore is doing his best, and this is what we need to mimic, what we need to follow. So I think Burkina Faso will move very, very well because of Traore and because of the way that he changed the system of the past. You do the same thing in your country so that things will change or things will look differently as they were.
For a long time we have been victims of the colonial systems which were designed to make us slaves. It's about time we destroyed the systems and created new ones like Traore is doing in Burkina Faso. We need new systems so that we can be in charge of the systems, so that we can own Africa, so that we can own our resources. We are tired of seeing our resources being looted and exploited by the outside continents. Looting is going on an industrial scale because of the same system set up by the colonial masters. This is the system we want to destroy in Africa so that we can be in charge of Africa as Africans. So fellow Africans, be the change you want to see in Africa. Be the change you want to see in your country. Be the change you want to see in your area. Together we can make a difference in Africa. God bless you and God bless Africa. Job Lazarus Okello with
Sebit Lual from South Sudan.